Hello, welcome to my report of week 2 of my 12-week run-in for training for my first and last marathon this summer, Grandma's Marathon in Minnesota. This week was a real roller coaster in terms of how my training went, and it really brought home to me the importance of the mental side of running this week. Now let me talk you through it. I ran 5 days this week. I ran on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday and a race on Sunday. And I'd had a race last weekend. I ran my first ever trail half marathon. Really enjoyed it, but it was tiring, and so I expected to be kind of tired when I started off this week. But Monday went really well. It was like a 10k run on Monday. It went really well. Tuesday I did some Pilates, rest day from running, felt good. Wednesday was my speed day when I do intervals, and total disaster. From the very first interval it was obvious I was going nowhere with it, and I just kind of gave up on the speed work. In the end I just ended stumbling like a walker from The Walking Dead just to finish my 14 kilometres, and it just felt awful. Started questioning myself, like, can I do a marathon? Am I too old to run? All of these negative thoughts going through my mind. I kept going. I did my run on Saturday, and it was like a 5k warm up for a race on Sunday, and it was blah. And on Saturday night I just made up my mind that I needed to kind of fix my head, and I started visualising. And that's something I never do, right? I'm just not that kind of person. But I started visualising my race on the Sunday. It was a 15k race, very unusual distance. I visualised myself running well. I looked back at old records of good runs that I'd had at the past and remembered how well those went. And so I went out on Saturday. I went out on Sunday for this race, and I ran 5 kilometres before it, like really early in the morning. It was rough just to kind of loosen up. And then I started the race. I totally crushed it. Massive personal best. The last 10 kilometres of the race was like a minute and a half faster than the fastest 10k I've ever run in a 10k race. And just went super well. And I think there's a couple of reasons for why Wednesday was so bad and why Sunday was so good. And it's all in the head. The interval stuff on Wednesday, intervals are kind of new to me as a new inexperienced runner. Like I don't have a feel for paces. I'm in trepidation about the fast, slow stuff, and my coach switches them up a lot, and so I'm just never quite sure what it's going to be like, and so I let doubts creep in. And I've had bad interval runs before, and this was just another example of it. I went in not really thinking I could do it, and I didn't. And then Saturday I went in with a positive attitude to it, and I kind of hung on to that during the race. It wasn't just about before the race. I'll give you a couple of examples. At the 4k mark in the race, the Jackson 5 song ABC came on my headphones, and I started singing the chorus to the people around me, and everybody's laughing, and you see people's demeanours picking up. Like 4k into a race like that, you start to, the initial euphoria is starting to wear off, and people are starting to look a little bit grim, and everybody brightened up around me, including me. And then I was running beside a lady I just met, mid-30s runner, who was a really good runner, and she told me she was doing some pace practice, using the race for pace practice, and she was going to pick up the pace every couple of miles after mile 4. And I made a decision to hang on to her, or try and hang on to her, and I kind of did it during the race, and I even led her for a point. I did a really fast kilometre at kilometre 13 for me, 4 minutes 30, so I led her for a bit, and then she ran me down at the end. But I made that decision in the moment to keep up with her during the race and to run with her, and there's no way I would have done as well if I hadn't made that decision to keep up with her, and if I hadn't enjoyed talking to her and so on. And so the two contrasts between how difficult it was on Wednesday and how great it was on Sunday really brought home the mental side of running to me, and it's something that I really know I need to focus on in the weeks going forward, because I saw what a drastic difference it made this week. So if you're a new or an inexperienced or an older runner coming back to it, and you're going through a spell where you're struggling and you start to doubt yourself, just remind yourself you're doing this for a reason, whether it's for, improved fitness, improved mental health, making new friends in a new area with a running club, whatever it is. Remind yourself that you're doing it because you want to. And if you're not doing it because you want to, don't do it. Like, life's hard enough without doing stuff we don't want. And I feel like if you just tell yourself that you're enjoying it and that you're doing well, then you kind of are. And just persevere. Try and put the positive mind to it. Even if you're like me, a cynical old British guy, just try it out. And I think it'll make a massive difference to your training in the rough times, as it has with me.